my screen. So I guess we're just going to do the chat box feature.
All right, so you can raise the hand or type the question in the chat box. Most of you know who we are, but real quick, Shawn Hart, living in Tampa, Florida. Seth, my business partner online. Works in our Amazon business at our main location. And basically, Seth and I decided to kick this off about, it's been about 2.5 months ago, Seth, when we decided to open up for a little bit of coaching and training.
Yeah, and it's been going pretty well. It looks like the attendees, you were breaking up, Shawn, but yeah, if you want to raise your hand, if you have a question, we can bring you online and you can just ask us in more detail if the chat box is, too cumbersome. But yeah, so we decided to do this 2.5 months ago. We've done this a few times, and it's been really good. Shawn, what else did you have there?
Just letting a few more people log in here. I see them coming here, so we're getting our numbers up there. That way we won't have to go back and repeat it ourselves. This is being recorded, and at some point we will make this webinar available either on our YouTube channel or on our members-only website, maybe even both. So make sure to get your questions answered. Make sure you get them out there. Type the questions like you said. And okay, good. Got questions coming in. This is sweet. Hello, Nadeem from Iwu. Good to see you again, my brother. So yeah. Anyway, Eric, you want to say hello real quick? Still have more people logging in.
Yeah, it looks like you already have a buddy that you made in Iwu, Eric, because he's in the chat box. If you
nice, I see you now. Nadeem, how are you?
Here, let's unmute his mic, Eric, and you can say, "Hey, Nadeem, you're online."
Well, okay, buddy.
Sweet.
All right. How you doing?
Sorry about that, Seth.
Yeah, Shawn, we were just letting Nadeem and Eric catch up, but we'll mute Nadeem now. So, all right. Well, looks like we have a few questions already. Shawn, what else do you have before we get started here?
Oh, nothing. Just had to go kick my kids off of our internet connection because they were dragging me down doing all this streaming. So maybe this will further solidify my getting my own internet connection here, boss. You think we can handle that?
We'll see how you do tonight.
All right. Let's get into the questions here real quick. So if you know how to do it, raise your hand. We can call on you if you raise your hand. We're going to bring you on here live to discuss your individual needs, and we'll answer your questions on the fly. Otherwise, type in the question box. So hello, thanks, Bill. Hello from UK. Okay, so first question, Nadeem. He says, I'd like to air freight direct from Iwu to FBA warehouse. Do I need any paperwork from U.S. Customs before I can do this? Good question, Nadeem. Thank you for kicking that off, buddy. Yes, you can air freight directly from Iwu to FBA warehouse. What you'll need to do is create, and Seth does this all the time, is go ahead and create the shipping label to go to the FBA warehouse versus to your own warehouse. Obviously, you won't be able to use Amazon's cheap shipping rates to do this, but any air freight company, including DHL, FedEx, any of those guys, they're going to be able to do all the customs work for you and prep all that for customs clearance ahead of time. But you will provide them with a PDF of the shipping label going to FBA warehouse. Seth?
So if you use any of the big shippers like FedEx, UPS, DHL, just like Shawn said, it's going to be super simple. But if you want to use the cheaper air freight shipping rates that some of the Chinese freight companies will quote you, then you're going to have to do all that customs work yourself. So a lot of times it's faster, cheaper, and just easier if you're just getting started just to use a bigger shipping company. Just let them do everything for you because they'll handle it from A to Z and just bill you later. So it's super simple. That's what I would recommend if you're just starting. If you are pursuing this product long term and you need stock, then I would go ocean freight. Air freight, using a smaller company, but maybe cheaper, it normally isn't that, it's not that easy, and it takes quite a while. So I would just ocean freight or use one of the bigger shipping companies.
Okay, cool. Hopefully that answers your question, Nadeem. If not, post another question or just raise your hand, buddy, and we'll get to you that way. Next question is from Alex. I know, Alex, you asked questions about creating a profitable sales funnel through Facebook or AdWords, and Seth is going to do some in-depth presentation about that later on. And Alex, since you're part of the Insiders Roundtable, buddy, we're going to get into details as far as that goes later on this evening too for our members only webinar. So I hate to put you off, but it's coming up. Okay, feel free to fill the question there. I'm just going right down the line, Seth.
Okay.
Do you use strict benchmarks when picking your products, i.e. BSR rating? This comes from Tina. Tina, you know, obviously the bestsellers rank is going to be important, but as you well know, or if not, you should know by now that depending on which, sorry, I have an interruption here. Depending on which category you're in and the amount of products in that category, the BSR is going to change. For example, you know, being rated number 20,000 in toys, for example, is going to be a hell of a lot better than being rated 20,000 in outdoor and patio, because there's a heck of a lot. Seth, am I cutting out or what, buddy?
No, well, you were just saying that being rated in toys is better than I just said arts and crafts or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I apologize, guys. My internet connection is being dragged down by 4 children streaming video, but I just told my wife to take care of that, so hopefully it'll get better and I'll be able to share more. But yeah, BSR is definitely something you want to look at. But, you know, a lot of times, Tina, we will use BSR just as a generalization because, you know, we have product that we sell for $300, $400, $500 per unit that the BSR is almost irrelevant if you look at it from a profit per day standpoint. So, for example, if we sell 4 items, 4 $500 items that have a 400 or 500% markup in one day, doing a couple $1,000s a day, is better than selling 100 items at $5 per item, for example. So just depends on the individual category, what the item is, the profitability. Obviously, the lower the price, lower priced item and the lower cost item, you're going to need to sell more quantity. So I would start that, and with, you know, as far as your benchmark, start at what profitability you want on a daily basis, work it in reverse from there. So hopefully that helps. Anything you want to add there, Seth?
Yeah, and I would also add that some of those higher priced items, you know, if you're working from a daily profitability standpoint, I think that's the best place to start, and you're going to avoid some of those traps of getting caught in the category that all these ASMers are in, and it's just super competitive. But if you go for a higher priced item where the profitability could be the same, even if you're only selling maybe 10 units a day, and you're going to have a lot less competition, and it's going to be a lot easier. So I would definitely take a different approach than just looking for the best BSR and try to actually figure out what you're going to be profiting every day, because that's what you're going to be putting in your pocket anyway. So think a little bit different, and it's going to be so much easier. Don't compete with all the ASMers. That's all I have, Shawn.
Well said. Okay, Eric, this question is for you, my friend. Eric takes care of almost all of our list building or listing building as well as promotions, and manages a pretty big part of our business. So for a variation listing, Eric, do you use your primary keywords on each variation's SKU title, or do you try to use as many keywords as possible across all the variation SKUs titles?
I would say that it's kind of a combination of both. Ideally, we would like to switch up the title like as much as you can for each variation. So if you have one that's blue, you're going to want to, if it's a pizza cutter, you're going to say a stainless steel pizza cutter with a blue rubber piece is a different, piece to it. So you're still going to have the same title, but at the very end change like blue. Instead of blue, you're going to keep red. So you want, like, ideally you're going to try both. We use Splitly. It's a great software to test the titles. So I like to differentiate them as much as I can at first, and then test them versus the primary title. Whichever works the best is what we go with.
All right,
so
good deal. So
having the different
ahead,
variations will let you plug in more keywords in your titles, which, like Eric said, we start with the maximum number of differentiations we can, and then over time we use a software splitly to make those A/B splits and to figure out which ones rank us the best. Because it might be that the variations, having those in there kind of dilutes your keyword rank, and over time we'll shorten that down and concentrate it on our best keywords. It just really kind of depends on how it reacts over time. We're always going to be testing and making sure that we're moving towards a better traffic number and a better conversion number.
Thank you. By the way, that question comes from Shane. Thank you, Shane, for the question. This question is from Stefan. Quick question: when adding new products to FBA, do we have to order UPC codes from GS1, or can we use UPC codes that we buy from other places? That's for you, Seth.
Everybody freaks out about the UPC codes. I'm not really sure. We've never had any problems with them. We just, if you do a quick Google search and say, buy UPC codes, whatever pops up, that's what we've been using. We bought hundreds years ago, and we've been using those and never had any issue. And I've recommended numerous people just go on Google and find the cheapest source. You might ask somebody who is also freaking out about the UPC codes because there might be a technicality in there that I'm missing, but I just plug in what we've already purchased and it's never failed me. So sorry, Stefan, I don't know. So who's next, Shawn?
All right, this comes from James. At your email, James. Thank you for that. James wants to know, what's a good voting process to get the best reviews on page 1 for old listings? He wants to emphasize where it takes a lot of votes to get awesome new reviews up there. Is there any way to systemize this without getting in trouble with Amazon? Seth, we talked about this earlier.
Right. I guess because he's asking about old listings because some of the reviews might already have a bunch of votes on them. So you're going to need to make a big impact, I guess is what he's saying. But if you vote, if you're having votes on a verified review versus a non-verified review, it's going to be different as well. So if you can get votes on your verified review, it seems like it'll move up the rankings a lot faster, and you're going to have a lot bigger impact. Eric, have you seen the same result?
Yes, when it's verified, it seems to have a bigger impact.
Faster with votes, yeah. So they used to, right now is kind of a tricky time with Amazon reviews and voting because their policies are getting more and more strict and they're enforcing them. So we don't want to advocate for any policy violations, but there are services that you can employ to do some voting for you. But you got to weigh the risk and reward there. We're never going to advocate for you to break their policies because you risk your entire account. But I don't really know of any other ways to tell you to get votes other than being a little on the fringe of what's abiding by their policy. So I don't really want to get too in detail with that.
Now Seth, would you recommend incorporating something into your feedback software to ask your existing customers to vote on their favorite types of reviews?
A thought would be that the reason why you're having bad reviews pop up is maybe there's something wrong with your product, or maybe the reviews that are getting voted up are more thorough or more helpful to customers. So if you can use your feedback solicitor software like Feedback Units is what we use, you can ask for a review, like a more thorough review from your existing customers, and maybe those reviews will be more helpful. And then also, there's a reason that you're getting bad reviews in the first place, so you might need to go back and make modifications to your product, to your follow-up sequence, to your support around your product. Like, what are the issues that are causing you these problems to begin with? And that's where I would start.
Okay, good. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. James, thank you for the question. Glenn says, regarding the shipping label to FBA, yeah, that happens. Glenn says, regarding the shipping label to FBA, are you saying print out the Amazon label, non-Amazon UPS rate, and forward to the FedEx UPS? Yes, if I understand your question, Glenn, that's exactly what we're saying. So all you're doing is printing the shipping label, just like you were going to do by your own shipping, because it tells you obviously which FBA warehouse to send it to, as well as their tracking, their barcode system. You just can't buy the shipping from Amazon. So hopefully that answers the question.
What you're going to do, yeah, you're not going to actually purchase the shipping through Amazon, though. You're going to act like you're shipping it to Amazon Air Freight, but you're going to select other, and so you're not going to pick your forwarder while you're in the Amazon software. It will generate the FBA labels for you, and those labels did not cost you anything because you're going to pay for it on the Chinese side. So China is going to book it for you through FedEx or DHL or UPS. You're going to pay that direct, and then those labels will be associated with those packages as the Chinese ship them from China. You're not actually buying shipping from China to the U.S., though, just to make that clear.
Okay, good deal. Deborah wants to know, Eric, because you talk about Splitly, can you spell Splitly, please? Offer any advice there?
I sent everyone a link to it in the chat as well, but it's splitly.com.
Good deal. You're on top of it, buddy. So James, hey James, long time no hear, buddy. What outside paid traffic source is working best for you on Amazon currently? Seth, this is you, pal.
Well, hey James, I remember hanging out with you on a boat in Aruba. So, like Shawn said, long time no see. Like to hang out sometime, so reach out. But anyways, the best outside paid traffic source really depends on the product, and you're always going to want to drive them through a funnel first. That's kind of our motto: build your email list so you can use those same emails and the same customers to sell more products to in the future. So it doesn't matter whether it's Facebook or Google or Pinterest or Instagram. Drive them through your funnel first and build that list so then you can continually drip on them, because even though they don't buy the first time, they might buy the fifth time you email them. So if you're trying to drive cold traffic to your Amazon listing and you're not capturing the email, well, you're not giving yourself a very good chance of making a sale, because you got one shot and you're relying on them not to get distracted when they get to Amazon and buy somebody else's product or leave, and you have no idea how to contact them again. So I would say that Google shopping, we use Google search, we use Facebook ads, and we drive them all through like a ClickFunnels campaign or any squeeze page where you can get their email first. And normally they do not buy the very first time, so you really need to make sure that you're capturing those emails and you have your email sequences built out so where you're dripping content on them and dripping offers to where they, at least they can come back and look again. Otherwise, you're going to be spending way too much money on your ads. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, good question, James. Thank you. So while we're waiting on other questions, if you're having a hard time typing a question in the question box, you can also just click on the hand in the GoToWebinar portal there, and it'll show us that you've raised your hand, and I can actually bring you on to ask your question live via your mic if you have a mic. Otherwise, type the question there or ask in the chat box, whichever one comes easier. Seth and I started this quickfasthurry.com. You should be able to see the logo because I'm sharing my screen. The whole concept behind Quick, Fast, Hurry, and those of you that know me or have known me in the past and know Seth, we don't really do anything slow. So it's all about getting results quickly, taking shortcuts, using all the tools and resources and network that we can to not only shortcut the system, but come up with faster, easier ways to influence the way the Amazon algorithm ranks our products and sends us traffic. So, it's those of you that like to do things slow and methodical, that's fine too, but our whole mantra is quick, fast, hurry. The reason it says win after win is because after about 3 years in business, give or take, Seth and I have just continued to launch and promote win after win after win on products. We have hundreds of products on Amazon. We have an amazing business. We're doing 8 figures. Seth doesn't like me to put numbers out there anymore, but you can get a calculator and put 8 zeros on and figure it out. The business is awesome. It continues to grow. Our whole deal is to build products on Amazon, to use the platform to launch a brand and build it to a state of what we call a mature product so that we can flip that product and sell it off and then continue to roll out more products. So far, that's what's working for us. And, obviously we have a lot of friends and a lot of colleagues in the same business. So we're plugged into a lot of resources. We get a lot of relevant information. I see a lot of the people on here that I've networked with in the past. Quick shout out to Eddie in Houston. Good to see you out there, Eddie. And just like anyone else, if you have a question, buddy, raise your hand or post it in the question box. Seth and I started Quick, Fast, Hurry to do some private one-on-one type coaching in a group format. So some of our Insider Round Circle members who are actually monthly paid members, they have access to a couple of webinars that are more higher level mastermind type programs where we share what's working now, best tips and tricks, and how to gain an advantage over Amazon, which all of you should know is a constantly changing platform. So we have to stay on top of that. We have to stay relevant and timely, and that's the whole theory behind Quick, Fast, Hurry. Later on, I'll show you guys if you want to join us there, how you can get more details, more one-on-one or two-on-one type coaching as time goes on. So anything you want to add, Seth, before we go back to questions, buddy?
Not right now, Shawn. I think you did a really good job. Looks like we had a few questions trickle in there, so we can get back to it, I guess.
Yeah, great. So Deborah says, my product touches food and requires FDA certification. When my supplier furnished that, who gets it? Customs, FBA, question mark. What do I do with that certification? Deborah, I'm glad you brought this up. We actually only had one product that required FDA certification. Our supplier happened to be in mainland China and offered a fake FDA certification. So be very careful about that. If you're sourcing your product overseas just because they say they have FDA certification, don't just take it for face value. Do your own homework. But as far as that goes, you'll have to, Amazon will actually ask for that certification. So Seth is the one that's actually uploaded those documents in the past, so I'll let him speak on that. But be very careful. Make sure it's legitimate. You can do your own due diligence on the FDA website. And I actually have a contact for a consultant who specializes in getting FDA. It's not cheap and it's not fast by no means, but it's effective. So if you need something like that, just reach out to me personally. You can find me on YouTube, Shawn Hart 317. Seth, you want to talk to her about where to upload the certificate?
Yeah, so when you are, if your product does require FDA, just because it touches food doesn't necessarily mean that Amazon's going to require that you submit those documents. But if you do submit those documents to begin with, you're going to have a lot easier time, and you're not going to risk your listing getting shut down in the future. So I would just create a case and submit those forms if they are legitimate. If they're turns out to be fake, you're not going to want to trick the system. You could risk getting your account shut down, but you want to submit those directly to Amazon. They actually have a form. We can share that with you, but they have a specific form. But if you create a case, they'll share that link with you. It's really simple, and once you get cleared, now you might be one of the only ones that actually has the FDA certificate. So you can broadcast that on your listing, and I would definitely draw attention to it because people put a lot of stock in that. So there you go.
Yep, good deal. Okay, Joyce says, hi Shawn, what's your opinion on launching new products on Amazon using review clubs at a discount of 50% or less? Joyce, this used to be the number1 option for launching a product quickly and getting it ranked. Right from the early beginning stages of our business, we've never really liked the idea of doing the super discounts or the giveaways. We had to do it because that's what was working quick, fast, and in a hurry, obviously. But at this point, not only because of the terms of service change on Amazon, but we try to never offer more than a 40% discount on a product. And this all comes, guys, from building your own house list of buyers. If you have your own list, especially a highly targeted list that's relevant to your product, then you don't have to give it away anymore. So if you're selling something that's in the same category and your list is segmented correctly, then you can offer a 20, 25, 30% discount on those products to get things going. If not, then I highly recommend that you guys start using every tool necessary to start building your own list, because at the end of the day, we're in the selling business, but if you go to sell your company, the #1 asset is going to be your customer list. your customer list of people that actually purchased from you in the past, Joyce, are always going to be your first option when it comes to promoting a product. So if you're not building a list, start building it right away. I'm not a big proponent of the review clubs. I'll let Eric tell you about what's working now. Eric?
What's working best for us right now is sending 40% or less to our email club. So within our brand list that we've developed, we've also invited them to like a special discount club for newly launched products. So we have a few thousand people that are on that list, so we'll send it to them, and then we'll also send it to our brand list as well, to anyone that didn't sign up, to get as many eyes on that as possible so they can buy it. And that's still helped our sales, and we still get a percentage of reviews from those, but reviews aren't guaranteed anymore, but it does help boost our initial launch.
Right, so now it seems that even if you do give your product away for a big discount, more than 40, 50, 60% off, then you don't get the same traction within Amazon that you used to. They're upgrading that system because people are taking advantage and just spending a few $1,000s and buying the rank when they might not necessarily have had a good product or even had a good marketing strategy. So now what we do is, with our list that we've built over time, we'll send highly targeted coupons to, if we have a few thousand people on our pizza cutter list for kitchen products, those people are highly interested in kitchen products. So a 20% off coupon looks great. I mean, if you're a normal customer, you don't expect 50, 60, 70% off, 99% off. You expect maybe 10%. Maybe I'll buy it at full price. So there are tons of people out there who just want a pizza cutter because they need one, not necessarily because they want one for free. And by the way, the free customers were always our worst customers. So it's kind of a good thing that we can no longer do that. But start building your email list, and now you have flexibility to sell anywhere, whether it's on Amazon, off of Amazon. It doesn't matter. Those customers, that every single person on your list that bought a pizza cutter is interested in that type of product. So you can send them to your own website. You can send them to a different channel. It doesn't matter. So you have a lot of flexibility and a lot more value that you've built once you start collecting those emails. So don't worry about the email clubs anymore, or the review clubs. They worked in the past, but forget about it. Just move on.
Good deal. Good question, by the way. So Gemma Aguilar, she says, just got on now. They didn't want to ask about how to get reviews now with the new terms of service and launching new products, aside from having people buy your product and paying them back. Shoot, Seth.
Well, so what we've done is we use Feedback Genius for our follow-up sequences within the Amazon platform, and we like to use a trick that we just learned about, and it's working pretty well so far. So what we do is we follow up with each customer a few times and ask them for the review. But in the email that we follow up with, we say, hey, if you are interested in leaving us a 4 or 5-star review, then click this link. If you are dissatisfied for any reason, then click this link, and the two links go to different places. The first link that asks for the 4 or 5-star review when they're happy goes to the review page where they can review your product. The second link, if they are unhappy, goes straight to the seller feedback page, which we all know is a lot easier to get removed and doesn't hurt your listing. So it's kind of a little subtlety there, but it works pretty well, and it avoids bad reviews. But even if you start getting bad seller feedback, you're going to want to read those. Eric and I were just discussing this morning. That's really good feedback to make product changes and refine your selling process over time. You're going to want to know what is the matter. If somebody's upset, there's a reason. So you're going to want to fix that. You're going to want to change whatever you're doing to make them happy. If you can create a raving fan out of someone, they're going to leave you a good review no matter what. So just ask, and then make sure that you're separating the unhappy group and the happy group, and you should be fine.
Okay, good. Anything you want to add there, Eric, aka Goldilocks?
No, I think Seth covered it, but the next question right below is from James, and he asked, non-white background on your main picture, example, an action shot, is not worth it. Amazon suppresses the rankings for these. And that is true. We've had some issues with pictures lately, so I spent all of today changing all of our action pictures of our main display picture to white background pictures. So Amazon's really cracking down on their main pictures, so be sure that they're on a white background.
One of our accounts was shut down for numerous weeks because of a picture. Sean, you're delayed. Go ahead. I think we lost him. Anyways, one of our accounts was shut down for a couple weeks because one of our pictures on a product that barely sells any units was in violation. So it's not worth it. Don't risk your entire account for a picture. You're not going to get many more sales, if at all, than you would if you just had a plain white background picture, because you should be eventually playing on a level playing field with everyone else having to look nearly the same. Go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
So, Seth, are you referring to all listing photos or only the main photo?
Just the main. Sean?
Yeah. Just the main photo.
Yeah, just the main photo. Go ahead.
Okay, good. James' question was about adding the graphics. Did you already cover that?
No, I didn't see the graphics.
Don't put any text or graphics on your main picture. Amazon suppress your ranking. That's a myth or fact?
I don't know about your ranking, but I do know that they'll shut your entire account down. So that is suppressing your ranking for sure. So don't do it.
Okay, thank you. Glenn asks, some of our manufacturers don't have certifications like FDA certs. Do you have any POCs in China to do the certification testing? And the answer, Glenn, is no. I try to stay away from the certified products that are require certification from China. But like I said earlier, if they're claiming a certification, get a copy of it, do your own due diligence before customs shut you down on that. All right, so also from Gemma Aguilar. So you sell your newly launched products to your customers on Amazon, in my case, but do you offer the discount to them and contact them through their Amazon email address? Seth?
So we're building an email list that's outside of Amazon. So it's their real email address, not the Amazon email that Amazon lets you see, because that's not their real email address. And you can't send them offers. You're not supposed to send them a lot through that email address anyways, because Amazon regulates that. We're talking about like using product inserts, stickers, sales funnels. These are the ways that you can build actual email lists outside of Amazon. So we have hundreds of thousands of emails that are truly the customer's email, and we email them through an email software, not through Amazon. And yes, we do offer them the discount, but we send them through an email back to our Amazon listing. Gemma, if you want it more technical, then raise your hand and we'll bring you online.
Yeah, definitely. Well, while you're waiting on that from Gemma, Joyce has a quick question. One of her best-selling products was taken down by Amazon last Friday as a well-known brand in my niche. Reported to Amazon my product had infringed on their design patent. She's hired an attorney and all that good stuff. It seems more and more, Joyce, that Amazon will automatically assume that you're guilty until proven innocent. And in my past experience, not on Amazon, but in business in general, anytime someone has actually claimed design patent or basically trade dress, they have to actually show. Now, this is only if they're suing you or for whatever reason. They actually have to show damages where you've actually caused a reasonable confusion within the marketplace for your product. As far as Amazon goes, I don't like your odds here because Amazon is the judge and the jury in this case. And, so best of luck to you there. Fortunately, I don't have any experience in that area, but maybe Seth has answered a few emails in that aspect. Seth?
Well, we've gotten a few trademark violations from big companies, and the only thing, so basically the attorney submits a complaint to Amazon, and he is allowed to rescind that at any time. So I just called the attorney's office and spoke with the guy on the case and figured out, what the issue was. Maybe it's a picture of yours that looks like is violating their patent or something, and it's not really the case. And if you take that down, they'll be satisfied and rescind their complaint. But as soon as you can get the attorney to pull that complaint from Amazon, our listing went up right away. So I would start there, call their office, and see what their true complaint is, and see if you can't get them to pull that off of Amazon, and it'll go right back up. But other than that, we've never had any issues. They were pretty easy to work with once we fixed the issue.
Okay, Glenn, I'm going to answer Glenn's question here. I'm going to tell him a little bit about our Insiders Roundtable. Okay, buddy? Okay. So Glenn says, you've indicated going to larger, more expensive products. Do you have any upper bound on size, weight, or cost, i.e., do you hold to that range? To answer your question easily, Glenn, many limits. What I look at is profitability. If there's a profit to be made, and me, everyone else on this call should know by now that when everyone else zigs, i.e., going for smaller, lightweight, cheaper products, then we zag the other direction and go for bigger, heavier, and more expensive products. A lot of people jump into this business, Glenn, and they want to get in, for $500 or $600 all in. They're looking to buy that $1 or $2 product that sells for $9.99. To me, that's a fool's game. We have a very hard time with our organization selling product for $10, $12, or especially less, and being profitable. So we tend to look to products that sell retail on Amazon from the $50 upwards to $300, $400, $500. So keep in mind, like I said earlier, if you have to sell 100 items at $5 or one item for $500 in one day, which one would you rather do? So don't worry about size and weight. Just use the Amazon Seller Central calculator. What I like to do is find a similar product on the Amazon catalog, and then post that ASIN number into the Amazon calculator, and they'll give you a really good idea based on what your cost is going to be to fulfill the product, and we all pay 15% juice to sell it. So I really don't have any range. I know people who sell products as big as like dog houses or something like that. So if the markup's there, if the economics make sense, Glenn, just remember the bigger and heavier the product, the less competition you have. So hope that helps, buddy. Just for a quick commercial here real quick, the background, quickfasthurry.com. This is the members' website, and basically what we're doing is we're holding twice a month a webinar for our exclusive members, some of which are on this call. These are smart people like Alex, didn't want to miss anything. And basically it's a members only site. We just launched it about 2.5 months ago, Seth, does that sound about right?
Yeah, it's about.
And based on my background, folks, I've been in dozens and dozens of different businesses in different industry. So personal experience as far as advertising, marketing, business management in general, everything inside and out. Seth having an extensive background, entrepreneurship from a young age, and financing and things like that. Our online business, folks, in aggregate, we're doing north of $1 million a month, not only on Amazon, but I'm saying as a whole. We made a lot of mistakes, and what I found out from my personal experience and our observations were that if we can learn from other people's mistakes, for example, if you can learn from our mistakes and know what not to do, that could put you light years ahead of the competition. So if you can avoid the mistakes that we made, then you're obviously taking that much more of a shortcut. When we first started Amazon, just naturally, we wanted to share the opportunity and the experience, the business model of using Amazon to launch products with everybody, because it was so easy and it was very low barrier to entry. What this resulted in was doing these online meetings, local meetup groups, which Tracy, I see you're on the call. Hello, Tracy from Indianapolis. I started a meetup group in Indianapolis, and what it came down to was we were actually answering the same questions over and over because people were at a different level in their business than the next person. So we decided to do the meetup group and do it in a group format so that when you ask questions, everyone else gets to learn from your questions, and we get to learn from each other's experience. The problem was I was spread way too thin. We couldn't manage our Amazon business as well as answering questions and emails and phone calls from all the people we were trying to coach, so we got away from that. So Seth created if you haven't joined, then maybe he can post a link in there to it, but Seth's Facebook group actually actually caters to Amazon sellers, especially top shelf Amazon sellers who are doing over 50,000 a month. And based on that Facebook group, we decided to launch Quick Fast Hurry so that we can do run and to not only share our experience, but to be completely honest, to learn from your experience, because as a group, we can all learn from each other collectively, and that's what it's all about. So before we move to the next question, I want to show you something that my father shared with me as a young child, and this is kind of where the whole quick, fast, hurry comes in. And basically, my father was a independent health and life insurance agent. So I know you're thinking insurance agent. This is crazy. Scum of the earth, right? Well, I didn't know any better as a young kid, 6 or 7 years old. I remember a poster that my father had on his wall when I was a kid, and it had a really big effect on my life and growing up in my business. And basically, my father was an independent agent because he didn't want to sit around and wait on his home office or, you know, the big company to send leads. So his idea was,
Shawn, are you there? Eric, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, can you turn your camera off? Let's see if that helps.
instead of sitting around waiting on the phone to ring, let's go ring someone else's phone, you know, to something. And this is what Quick Fast Hurry is all about, guys. We don't sit around and wait on an opportunity to pop up or wait on someone to share a resource with us. Create our own advertising and what works and what doesn't work as far as inbound. Okay.
Shawn?
Hey, I guess I'll lost Seth.
Yeah. Are you there?
Are you with me, Seth?
Yes.
Wow, you gotta love town. Somebody, is my audio working?
You keep cutting out.
Okay, I apologize for that. I don't know what else I can do, man.
All right, there. Now you're clear again. All right,
Let me try to jump in by phone call real quick. Seth, you can go ahead and take over from here. I'm gonna dial in, see if that helps.
Okay, guys. Well, Shawn seems to forget that he's the presenter here. He's clicking this from slide to slide, so I think we missed all of his spiel about the quick, fast, and hurry. Did you hear any of it, Eric?
I only heard bits and pieces.
Yeah, okay. So maybe he can reiterate some of what he was trying to get across there when he gets back online. So basically, a few months ago, we were in China with a group of people, and I was caught in the hallway answering questions for hours because people were like so thirsty for knowledge, and it was just so much fun to help people. And so when we got back, I created the Facebook group, and everybody's interacting, and I'm helping people. And then I took on a few clients for one-on-one personal coaching, and we would meet a couple times a month. And it just got to where I had call after call after call, and it was just too much time. And plus, like Shawn said, they were asking the same exact questions for the most part. So we decided, well, hey, let's bring Shawn on the call because he has tons of business experience that I don't have. And we can use my experience of running our business day to day, and we can add more value, get everybody together, and have them ask their questions on one call, and not have so much time taken up. So that's been the idea, and it's been working out really, really well. Everybody asked really great questions, and everybody as a whole has been able to learn and grow together. Shawn, are you back? It looks like you're maneuvering the slides.
I am, buddy. I called back in via AT&T, so bear with me, folks, because for some reason my internet stinks. Maybe Seth will buy me a new line.
We got you. I got all of your message on the background slide, but as soon as you started talking about your father's insurance experience, we lost you.
Yeah, well, basically, I was just telling about the background of the poster. When I was growing up, my father was the independent insurance agent, and he wasn't the type of guy that would sit around and wait on the phone to ring or sit around and wait on home office to send a lead. So he had this poster on the wall behind his desk that says, "To hell with patience, I'm going to go out and kill something." And it just really had a big impact on my life in early childhood because, you know me, the whole quick, fast, hurry thing, Seth, I don't like to sit around and wait on things. I like to go out and make things happen. Yes, we make a lot of mistakes, but yes, we have a lot of winners. And, you know, the whole idea, guys, is that you can learn from our mistakes, hopefully. This is the whole environment we're trying to create. So let's move on to questions, Seth.
Okay.
James is talking about SEO. He says, how important is SEO to you for Amazon, and what does SEO for Amazon mean to you?
Let's bring him on and ask him what he's meaning here.
All right, good deal. Let me look him up here. I got to find him in this list. Get ready, James. Get your microphone. You got him? Sweet.
Unmuted. Hey, James, can you explain? Are you talking about SEO within Amazon, on Google? What are you talking about here?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Hi. I've noticed a couple of competitors of mine on one of my key products just don't have a great product, come in from nowhere, and they're kind of doing something in the background. And I Googled a couple of them, and actually they market themselves, actually the supplier of this competitor's products market themselves as SEO experts. So I just wonder if people have got some quote unquote SEO tactics out there that they're using to drive ranking. You know, they're just doing something that folks like me are not doing. You know, what that stands for, what SEO, what exactly they're doing, I don't know. But I just wonder if it's something that you guys are into, or if it means anything to you.
Well,
okay. Thanks, James.
Yeah, thanks, James. So, you know, SEO is just search engine optimization, whether that be on Amazon using review giveaways like people used to. You know, that was just a way of manipulating your engine optimization. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to really know what they're doing, but you're optimizing your listing for search every single time you make a change to your title and you add more keywords in. You're making a change to your pictures, your picture file names. You are optimizing your search engine optimization. So what you will notice is that everything that we do is built around showing up more and more in Amazon searches. So they could be doing things on Google, getting ranked and driving traffic back to Amazon, which then optimizes your listing on Amazon. So I'm not really sure exactly how to answer this question, but yes, everything that we're doing is trying to optimize our listing within Amazon, because I don't know if you've seen any of our recorded calls or not, but Shawn likes to talk about Amazon real estate. Well, the prime real estate is when you type in your primary keyword, the very top spot, and that's what we're all vying for. So yes, we do Amazon SEO, and that's all we think about pretty much. But in what capacity is to be determined, depending on the product, depending on the market, and depending on what we know and what works at the time. Like we said before, giving away thousands of units last year worked fantastic. It's been working less and less this year, and now they've kind of eliminated that as an option. So you have to change and be flexible, but that's the name of the game.
Yeah, that was a good question. Thanks for bringing that up. So basically, like Seth says, any single thing or multiple things that you do to make yourself show up in search when someone types in product keyword in Amazon is SEO in Amazon, and it is absolutely paramount. So, that could be ranking for a keyword. That could be showing up and frequently bought together. That could be, I mean, just any number of things. So I think, James, if anyone, you could probably benefit on some private coaching on that matter. So drop me an email and we can talk about it. Moving ahead, James, the Dynamite Man from Vancouver, says, when sourcing new products, how many units do you order for the first batch? What's the sweet spot to mitigate flops in worst-case scenarios in case if the product is poor quality, doesn't sell well on Amazon? Now, James, I'm surprised this is coming from you, my friend. You were on my very first of a few hosted sourcing trips in China. So to answer your question, we always, obviously this is going to depend on your resources and the economics of the deal, but we always start with several hundred units. I like to approach a supplier with the idea of purchasing 5,000 units to get the absolute best price, and then blame it on what we call our company policy, or, I need to talk to my boss to clear this, but our company policy is to place a test order for, name your sweet spot, James, whatever it is for you. Now, you should be able, I know you well enough, I think you should be able to pick a winner with pretty decent accuracy after all we've been through together. So, most of the time we use 500 units. If it's a really big, expensive product and, maybe wavering a little bit, we'll buy 200 or 300 units. But my default go-to sample order is normally 500 units, if not more. Seth?
Yeah, if you don't have at least 500 units, we couldn't implement our strategy that we used to do of giving them away. So, and now we have such a big email list that a 20 or 30% off coupon is going to initiate sales right away anyway. So what we like to do is buy 500, get the feedback from the reviews on the actual product, and then go back and place a bigger order for a product that's successful, from the feedback in the review. So if somebody is complaining that our pizza cutter, the wheel's too small, for instance, we'd go back and make modifications. If that's kind of a big complaint, we'd go back and fix that stuff when we go to reorder. But yeah, we always start off with a few hundred units. You have to have that many to get started, really. Otherwise, you're going to run out of stock, and Amazon's going to really penalize you once you get stock back there, anyways.
Now, you know what, Seth? I think it's important to note right here, buddy, that a lot of people on this call probably don't have their own house list to email promotions to.
Yeah.
So they're struggling. You've heard me say it. You've heard all the gurus say it. You absolutely must, if you want to secure your future of selling anything online, you absolutely have to start building your own list. I'm going to share with you in a moment, if you're interested, how many of you, just by, I would say show of hands, but no one's raised a hand yet, but just type into the message box there, how many of you would like to know how you can tap into our email list of tens of thousands of people to promote your products to on an ongoing basis? When you launch a new product, how would you like to be able to send it to our list of people who have identified themselves as buyers as well as good quality reviewers of products so that we can experience win after win on launch? Let's see here real quick. Yes, definitely. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I love it when you say yes.
Shawn, that's
okay.
Pretty valuable.
We're going to share that with you here real quick. So moving into a couple questions, then I'm going to show you how you can join us to do that. And it is going to be a hopeless pitch. So if you don't like a pitch, then hang up now. But I'm here to help people, but I'm also here to help myself and to help Seth because he needs to buy me a new internet connection. All right. So Katrina says, regarding product images with props, everyone selling my type of product has props in the main photo. The pictures would be awful without the props, and I reckon nobody would click on an image with props to go to the product listing at all. Is Amazon getting more fussy about the props and product pictures, and what do you recommend?
So if it's necessary, if as long as you can use a white background and you're not using graphics or other little buttons or anything like that that are blatantly not a part of your product, you probably are going to be okay. I don't know what kind of prop you're using, but if it appears like you're selling the prop as well, Amazon's probably going to be a little bit fussy about that. So just be careful and maybe even ask them, maybe ask Amazon, does this picture meet your policy? Because the worst thing would be, and I would maybe even ask them after you have changed your main photo to something that you're 100% sure is okay, and then just say, hey, this picture does a lot better job selling this product, and it really portrays the product in a better light and shows the customer how it's actually used. They might go ahead and approve you. So at least worst case, you could say, if you ever had an issue in the future, hey, here's the proof that I have that you guys approved this picture. What's the deal? Just always play it safe, because, like I said, our entire account was shut down for 3 weeks because of a photo mishap. So just be careful with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well said, Seth. And again, Seth is talking about your main product picture,
right,
and not necessarily all of your images. So Joyce wants to know real quick, Seth, may I ask what the color of that main image? Do you know what you're talking about?
The main image has to be white, but on our violating listing, it was a table. It was similar to what you're saying, like a prop. It was our product laying on a table next to some food, actually. So it was just kind of a background of a table instead of a white background, and it got shut down. But if you're asking what the main photo has to be, it has to be white.
All right. Glenn says he likes my Eagle cartoon. Thanks, Glenn. Here, why don't you break it down here real quick in our business, what we do, Seth, so that we can break it down to what we like to call the 6 L's.
Okay. So basically, our entire business is structured in a way that we continually add products, and then basically Shawn does the sourcing of the product. He finds the opportunity, identifies the supplier, and then turns it over to me, which I manage the kind of the marketing team, which Eric is a big part of, and then we start the process of getting it ranked on Amazon using Amazon SEO techniques and all of the things that make that work, So building the email list and all of the marketing pieces fall on me. But what we like to do is do this over and over again. So Shawn tries to identify a winning product in a winning market, turns it over to me, and then me and Eric and our team work on making it work on Amazon, creating the sales, and then the sales will generate enough profit to invest into a new product, with the idea that once those products are successful and the brand is a little bit mature and a little bit has some age to it, then we're going to spin that off and sell it to a private equity company or an individual investor or something like that. We want to do that as many times and as fast as we can.
Yeah, so basically, if you're doing anything in your business besides what's listed on your screen right now, then you need to outsource that. If you're worried about certificates, if you're worried about shipping or customs work or translating listings for Germany or whatever, that stuff doesn't really make you money. The things that you're looking at on the screen right here revolves around identifying opportunities, launching the opportunities, reading the results from those sales, and then lather, rinse, and repeat. Just do it over and over and over again. Anything that's outside of this scope of responsibilities and things that we do on a day-to-day basis in our business needs to be outsourced. So, only thing you have to do, like I said, just to repeat myself, find product opportunities. We all know how to do that. Launch your product. This is what Eric does within our business. Read the results or look at the results. This is Seth's job to manage for profits. Load up on the inventory after we've proven it's viable, and then basically just repeat the process with a new product. This is what we do day in and day out, folks. Anything else we let the professionals do. I don't file my own taxes. I don't clean my own teeth. We let the specialists do what they're special at, and we take care of everything that puts money in our pockets. Seth, anything you want to add?
Well, and then you can also think about stuff like you might be wasting a ton of time on. If you're terrible, or if you have to learn how to edit a picture, and if you're editing your own photos, well, somebody on Fiverr will do that for $5 or even less. So you really pick and choose what you're focusing your time on. But if it's not ringing the register, as Shawn likes to say, and making more money come into the door, then you're probably wasting your time. So just make sure that when you look at what you've done today, make sure that it was important, and that you can, assign a value to it that's more than $5 that you should have paid the guy on Fiverr.
Exactly. I like to approach everything from, the opportunity cost. How much is my time worth for an hour? I mean, I hired somebody yesterday to clean my boat. It cost me $150, but it took him 7 hours. Now, if I think reasonably, either I really, really love to clean my boat, which I actually do, but I just didn't feel like doing it yesterday, or if I feel like I can't go out and earn $150 in less than 7 hours, then I'm going to hire it then. And that goes from cleaning your pool to mowing your grass, anything, just name it. So don't get caught up in all the little busy work. Only do what puts money in your pocket and outsource everything else. Eric, you've been quiet for so long, pal. I'm going to make you go through your list here. This is what Eric does when it's lather, rinse, and repeat. This is his launch sequence for his product. It just got updated today. So go ahead, Eric, and walk us through this real quick, and then we'll jump back into some questions.
Alrighty, so right when Seth sends me the product, when it's ready to be launched on Amazon, I built the listing, so I create the title, the bullets, the description, and I do keyword research using either Keyword Inspector is a great one, or Helium 10 is a new one out. But we use those two softwares to find keywords, and then we load those keywords and try to optimize the listing as much as possible, as well as upload good pictures. And then we price it just above break even, so we can try to get as many organic sales as possible as we're launching it. And then later on, we'll want to raise that to our competing price. But early on, you want to just price it at break even. We also turn on the PPC ads to try to drive traffic there. So we want to turn on our advertisements right as we are building the listing. It says create one-time use coupons, but for that, you're just going to make it for 40% off instead of for a penny. We use Jungle Scout to kind of try to estimate what the average sales of our top competitor are going to be and how many we want to give away. We send 40% off to our email list to start the email launch so they can start buying and increase our sales rank. And then within that, we do get some reviews now. But another great feature you want to implement is your Feedback Genius messages. So you're directing them to an outside email source, and then you're also able to send them emails saying, if you like this product, click here. If you don't like this product, click there, and the two links will either lead them to a customer review or to your feedback page. That way you try to get away from the negative reviews. We use Facebook lists to get more reviews. And then we raise the price. And
Eric, the Facebook groups were the old method. We don't do that anymore since the terms of service changed. But so we use our list more extensively, and then the Feedback Genius follow-ups, just asking for the reviews from our verified customers, which are purchasing at 40% or less. We're not incentivizing the reviews like we used to, but other than that, everything on this list is pretty timely. Looks like Eric, if we deleted off a few lines, create one-time use coupons, and the Facebook groups, I think this would be pretty accurate. And then, one of the things that are pretty important is driving a bunch of traffic that converts to your listing. So that's why we use our email list initially, and then we'll start submitting deals to these deal sites. If you, we have an entire list of them. I think there's 12 or 15 of those deal sites. And yesterday, Eric and I were just talking about this earlier. We had a really good showing on one of these deal sites that made a huge difference in our business. We sold, I think, 10 times what our normal daily average was on a particular product because it went kind of viral on one of these deal sites. So I'd take a look at everything on this list and really give each one of them a try, because this is a really powerful process.
Good deal. Anything you want to add there before I move forward, Eric?
Nope, I'm good.
I like to show my webcam every now and again, let you guys know I'm still awake, but I'm afraid to keep it on because my bandwidth is being overutilized, I think. So this is what Eric does, so take a screenshot of it. Don't worry, this webinar is actually being recorded, and most likely I'll upload it to my YouTube channel. Shawn Hart 317. If you forget that, just search for Quick Fast Hurry, Shawn and Seth, something like that. You'll find us on YouTube. Deborah Cooper. Deborah wants to know, in your KW title, assuming that's keyword title, are you putting your business name first or using the keyword first? Good question, Deborah. There's a lot of speculation out there about one or the other, but this is where a great resource like Splitly, that Eric is the first fan of, will enable you to split test your keywords, split test the titles rather, to find out which one is converting better as well as which one's being ranked better. Eric?
Yes, we usually try to go with the keyword first rather than your brand, but that is a great thing to test because it kind of depends on what market you're in.
So just
cool. All right.
Without the hard data there, though, it seems like time and time again we are ranked for the first words in our title. So test it every single time. But if you want to rank for pizza cutter and your brand is something different, I would put pizza cutter first, just based on personal experience.
Good deal. So Brian adds, and thank you for this, Brian, SEO is not one thing, it's a collection of many things: keywords, content, blogs, image, meta tags, and much more. And he also asks, for speed, do you buy your sample link packaging? Seth?
So thanks for the comment. Yes, SEO is complicated, and there's tons of little things that you can do. If it wasn't, then we probably wouldn't even be on this call right now. But for packaging and speed, yes, we use blank packaging to begin with. Shawn loves speed, quick, fast, and in a hurry. So we always start with plain white boxes or poly bags.
Exactly. Yep. Get first. This comes from Katrina. Thank you, Katrina. Product images with props. Everyone's selling my type. We already had that one. Sorry. Just going through the questions here real quick.
Tina says, I see guarantee seals in the main photos on Amazon. Yes, don't do that. You can get shut down for stuff like that. Tina also says, do you spin off all your products on Shopify type stores? Yes. I guess, yeah, we do. We operate our own websites. So, your brand will start ranking in Amazon on Google. And then if you have a Shopify store set up for your brand, you'll start ranking on Google for that store as well. So you'll start getting traffic as your brand grows within Amazon because people are searching for it. So it's definitely a good idea to go ahead and set that up right away. Shawn, you're kind of fuzzy. Glenn asks if we have thought about going into Europe, where Amazon may be just emerging, or Central America. Well, that's a good idea. We are in Europe right now. We're in the UK and Germany, and it's going pretty well. I mean, it's not a big part of our business yet, but some things that I've seen recently make it more exciting. And we know some people in our network that are doing really well in the UK and also in the other countries there that they offer. I think it's called Pan-European fulfillment, that they are allowing you to sell across the entire continent now. So it's pretty cool. But I would definitely at least take a look, see if it's worth the hassle for you. But the competition's a lot less, and you can rank easier, it seems, with less sales, and you can charge more most of the time. So it's pretty interesting. Shawn, can I hear you yet?
Yeah, I'm just going to have to finish this webinar on the phone, buddy. So
okay.
We have lots of good questions coming in from Tina and Katrina and lots of others about spinning off stuff into Shopify. We're going to get to those, but yeah, okay, good. So if you have a question, post it now because I'm going to cut the questions off here in just a little bit. I want to tell you some good news about QuickFastHurry.com, the members-only area. Those of you who are on the call are actually in our members area already. You understand the value of that, but I'm going to tell you guys what it's all about, because the good news is We're right now at the point where we just added a lot of content to our members area. We're going to try to open that up to a very, very small number of people again tonight. The first folks are going to come only from referrals from our existing members, but whatever spots are left, you guys have an opportunity to jump in, and basically this is what we're offering you folks. So our promise, screenshot this and hold me to it. Twice a month you get access to Shawn and Seth. What we're going to do a webinar similar to this, but more details where you actually get to look at our business from the inside out, see exactly what we're doing, sort of an over-the-shoulder type coaching. You get a shortcut to systems and learn from our mistakes, folks, like I said earlier. More or less, you're tapping into our experience of what works and what doesn't work. You'll get up-to-date, relevant, and timely information, not some outdated BS that everyone else already knows, because if everyone else already knows it, they're all overusing it, right? You get to use data from our split testing to gain an advantage. This is huge, folks. Eric, every single day, uses split test headlines, split test price, split test keywords, and Seth and his team and their email marketing. We split test everything from the subject line to the offer to, how often we drip it out. In all cases, the more you email your customers, the more money you make, but there's a fine line of being helpful and being annoying, so you get to tap into that. You'll get the first-hand look under the hood, I like to say, that no one's ever seen before we launch this quick, fast, hurry. 100% discretion regarding your business. We're obviously not going to share any details about your business with anything else or anyone else. And basically what you're going to do, folks, is put us in the driver's seat of your online selling business so that we can help steer it, so to speak, and get you moving in the right direction. Not slow, but quick, fast, and in a hurry. You'll get specific details about how we gain what I like to call an unfair advantage, not black hat, but over our competition using our proprietary systems that we build along the way. You also get access to our network for potential joint ventures. A lot of times we put different sellers together who have different strong points, and together they're able to accomplish more if they put together a joint venture. So if you ever thought there was someone out there on Amazon that you can partner up with that basically picks up where you lack, then you're right. It's true. There are people out there looking to join your business and to help you help each other. So we can help with that. You'll get specific solutions to your business and your current set of challenges. The questions here tonight, you'll be able to send questions to Seth and I personally, and you'll get a personal response, detailed and custom fit to your particular business and set of challenges. Seth, you want to go through this list for me?
Well, I can go through the list. I was also wanting to add the idea of a lot of you guys are sitting at home by yourself. Maybe you have access to some content that's really good, but you don't know where to start. You don't know what's relevant and what works. But we have an entire team and hundreds of products that we're testing everything on every single day, and this is where our focus is 100% of the time. So when you're wondering, like, what actually works, what should I focus my time on, like, there's so many things that you could do, but unless you know what to do, you're going to be wasting a lot of time and money. So I just wanted to throw that in there, that that's something that you can't really gain when you're sitting there by yourself wondering, looking at your computer just thinking, where can I take action to make results. But anyways, so to continue our promises, we can give you access to our media brokers, which allows you to take some of the strategies that Shawn's used in the past. Shawn built a big business using newspaper, remnant spaces, and direct response. So we can give you access to that if you want to try some of that, which we are doing currently. We have customs brokers that are great. We've built relationships with them over years, and they know the ins and outs. Some of your FDA questions are great for those guys. Definitely have copywriting experience. Shawn had to do basically sell through print with copywriting techniques from Gary Halbert to all the people, and we've split test that. So that stuff translates so perfectly into email marketing, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to share our list with you that we've built using everything that we've done over the past few years, which is over hundreds of thousands of emails now, and we are going to take your product and blast it out to our list, which now is even more valuable than ever because you can't do this and meet Amazon's policies anymore with these deal sites. So this is huge. These customers that we have aren't used to getting free products because we didn't want to train them like that. We wanted them to be used to getting normal deals, 10, 20, 30% off. So this is going to be a huge driver for your business. We are also going to help you with your product sourcing. Shawn does this for us every single day. We have an entire team in China that does this every single day. So we can help you get your product sourced for a better price, better quality. Shawn, I mean, maybe you could even talk about some of the trips that you're taking. I don't know. That's a no-brainer. That's going to be a slam dunk. What was the example you gave me the other day, Shawn, of one call that you made and you saved somebody? It was an extreme amount.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it was amazing. I actually, in the process of putting together a new training program on how to do sourcing and things from home, because some of you know that we host a trip twice a year to China to source products and find opportunities and things like that. But I launched this new program recently, and my first victim or client, so to speak, was one of Seth's old private coaching clients, and he actually has 3 products that he sells on Amazon. Some of them are, ASM type products, buy for $3 or $4, sell for $15 to $20. And he said, Shawn, there's no way you can find me a better price on these. I said, all right, here's what we're going to do, Sam. I don't know if he's on the call, but it'd be funny if he is. Raise your hand if you're here, Sam, and I'll let you tell the story. But basically, he said, there's no way you can get me better pricing on this stuff. We've been doing this for a couple of years now. I've been on your sourcing trips. I've tried everything I can. I said, look, give me your top 3 products. As a matter of fact, give me your 3 hardest products to find pricing on, and I guarantee I'll get at least 1 out of 3 of those. I'll be able to save you money. So, long story short, he gave me 3 products, and he's a smart man. He gave me the hardest products he possibly could, which I would have too. And after a 90-minute phone call with him and I, and my translator, and some of my resources in China, we actually saved him over 30% on 2 of the 3 products. One of the products we couldn't save any money on, but when he calculated it, when he's buying between those 2 products, we saved him over $1 a piece on, and he's buying 12,000 units every 2 months. We saved him over $70,000 buying the exact same product, just using my sourcing networks. I mean, he was kicking it. So first he was all excited. I mean, he was elated about the money that he saved going forward, but then he kind of scratched his head and he thought, man, how much money have I thrown away by not having the best price in the past? Those things will always bother you, but absolutely, it's one of my specialties. I can do it. Seth is talking about, sharing our email list. When you have a product launched that's done for you, basically you say, hey, Seth, I want to sell these silicone spatulas or these pizza cutters. Send it to your list of kitchen product buyers. If we have a list that matches that, we will absolutely send it for you. 50 or 100,000 people, depending on how many people's on our list for that particular niche, and try to get you a launch. And we're not talking about giving stuff away free. We're talking about sending a product, sending an offer that's relevant to a list, to a highly targeted list of people who have shown interest in that product in the past. That's important, folks. Not just people looking for free stuff. So that's what we're willing to do for you. Plus, I travel the country and all over the world going to trade shows and exclusive events where I find products, meet with my suppliers, look for new opportunities. I'm going to give you an exclusive private invitation to all of the trade shows that I attend, both domestic and abroad. If you can tap into that, that's great. Plus, you'll have one-on-one consulting for prepping your business for sale. When it comes time for you to sell your business, if it's at a mature level, you need somebody in your corner with experience in sold business. I've sold business before. We actually have more than one broker who specializes in selling Amazon-based companies. We have several of ours listed for sale as we speak. I can turn you on when the time comes. You also have access to our business broker network, of course, when the time comes, and access to all past, present, and future training sessions, which will include over 80 videos, hours and hours of content, including this one, and learn how Seth uses his infamous manage for profit. You want to talk about that, Seth?
Well, you kind of alluded to it earlier, Shawn. I think it really has been steering our business for the past 2 years now. Instead of jumping into all the hyped markets that everybody else is in that are super competitive and you can't rank, and it's makes it really hard on yourself. We like to manage for profit and choose profitable products rather than focusing on the number of sales. We like to focus on the number of dollars we're putting into our pocket. So that's where we spend all of our time is on, and we have a lot of software and best practices for making that happen.
Yeah, well said. This is one of my favorite parts, Seth. You guys have been to these network events, right? That's what Seth used to call a LAM, or a long-ass meeting, when he was doing his corporate career. So basically, this is their network event. And the thing I'm most excited about, we decided we're going to be different. Going forward with our private coaching, our insider circle of clients in quick, fast hurry, we're doing our networking event, which is private and exclusive mastermind, but this is where we're doing it. We're doing a private island party networking event. Now, if you like this, say yes, because this is what I'm all about, folks. I spend about 6 days a week on my boat, whether it's working or fishing or just hanging out. This is where I like to be. So we're going to be a little bit different. We already have one scheduled for February, but this is going to be our private networking event. So here's what you get with us. You get twice-a-month meetings with Seth and Shawn. You get a shortcut to systems, learn from our mistakes, tap into our experience, up-to-date, relevant, timely information. You get to use data from our split testing. You get a first-hand look under the hood of our business no one else has ever seen. You get 100% discretion regarding your business and what we help you do. You get to put us in the driver's seat, specific details about how we gain an unfair advantage over competition using our systems. You get to access our network of potential joint ventures, matching service, and you also get specific solutions for your business, not just some blanket one-size-fits-all deal. You get our media brokers, our custom brokers, our copywriting experience. The list goes on and on and on, folks. Basically, you get to be us while you're with us, and we get to help you do your business. And then, of course, the private island networking event on Egmont Key, which is in my backyard. You're going to go there with me and 10 to 12 other individuals on my boat. How can you get in? Does anybody want to know? I'm waiting on an answer here. Nadine, the smart aleck, he says, hey, the good news is it's free. Wrong, Nadine. Brian wants in. Who else? Just type yes in the chat box here. Shane wants in. This is good. Tell us, says Glenn. Deborah's in. Eddie wants in. All right. Keep them coming. Come on. I need an ego boost. Okay. All right. James wants in. Cool. Thanks, James. All right. Here's how you do it, folks. 25 members is the max to keep it intimate. We already have 10. When we kicked this off a couple of months ago, we decided we're only going to open to 10 people. Keep it intimate. We call these our founding members or our charter members. They're already there. Some of you are on the call. You already know about this. Don't worry. We'll get back to questions here in just a second. I got to get my sales pitch in, James. We're only going to open up to 10 more for now. Actually, I thought that was going to be 5, Seth. I think that's a typo. We're only opening to 5 right now because that's all we can handle with the current 10. So there you go. Look, open to 5. When applying for a membership, you'll have an option to get private 2-on-1 coaching with Seth and myself. We'll give you details on that. It's only $997 per month. Of course, you can cancel at any time. You have to apply on the website because we're not going to accept everyone. You also get the exclusive bonus private beach networking event with Seth and myself and our team as well as your colleagues. And the optional 2-on-1 private coaching. Remember, that's not for everyone. If this investment takes food off your table or hinders your ability to grow your business, then please don't sign up for it because that's the last thing I want to do is hinder your growth. We will open it again in the future. When, I don't know, but it will be open. Members are going to come and go, so there will be spots. But don't jump on this if you're not ready financially. You have to apply to be accepted. You'll be able to ask the current members, what did you say in your application process to be accepted? Some people just don't fit, folks. You know who you are, so don't even sign up. If this investment hurts your business growth, don't do it. You should have a reasonably successful business already. Because remember, it's absolutely impossible to multiply zeros. If your business is just now getting off the ground or you haven't launched a product yet, this is not for you. There's no magic button. This is hard work, folks. If you're ready to get in right now, it's first you have to remember, we can't be syndicated like Howard Stern or Cookie Cutter like the Blue Man Group. There's only 2 of us. It's me and Seth and Eric when he's available. And remember, there's always somebody out there willing to do it cheaper. If you like this cartoon, give me a thumbs up. How much? $997 per month, canceled anytime, exclusive bonus private beach party networking event. James, you better be there, Vancouver. and bring your sister too. Optional 2-on-1 private coaching with Seth and myself. Sign up here, quickfasthurry.com. James, you were speed reading me, buddy. But yep, go to quickfasthurry.com and apply to see if it's a good fit. So, any questions, you can also email quickfasthurry2016@gmail.com. Let's get back into questions. So, Tina says, guaranteed steals. Thanks for your info. I guess you already answered that. Never mind. The YouTube channel, Eric, Katrina wants to know where our YouTube channel is. Can you post a link into the chat box, please? Glenn says, have you thought about going into Europe where Amazon may be emerging? Seth, you answered that, right?
Yep.
You mentioned Thomason being used for every launch. Is this still compliant with the new review terms of service, Seth?
James, you can use Thomason, and you can drive them to your listing, but you cannot ask Thomason to use to give you a review. So what you can do is, and what we like to do, is reach out to an influencer on Thomason. Somebody who is in the kitchen space who has recipes would be a good fit for our pizza cutter example. And then we're going to offer their audience that reads their blog every single day, we're going to offer them a unique, specific coupon to them. So if it's Cheryl's blog, then we're going to give her a specific code to Paterigo, and it'll be Cheryl 10. It'll give her 10% off all of her audience members, and that's a great way to drive traffic. And normally they will keep those links live for a really, really long time. So now you have traffic generation sources that will be live out there on the interwebs for a long time that's basically free. So it's really still a great resource.
Great, thank you. So Gemma has another question. What's your recommended quantity for launching new products? We always start with 500 units, Gemma, in case you missed that earlier. We negotiate with the idea of 5,000 units. Spell out your goals for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months to your supplier so they understand what your goals are. Get a price for 5,000 units, commit to at least 500 units on the first purchase, depending on the economics of the product, obviously. Thank you for that, Gemma. Eddie Lozano, just to clarify, if you start with plain white boxes or poly bags for your first orders, do you still invest in adding inserts with coupon codes, Seth?
Yes, because it's normally the supplier will do it for little to nothing, and sometimes they'll do it for free, but we're always trying to build that email list, even if our packaging isn't completely finished. So if you have 500 units getting set out there and you can capture a percentage of those customers' emails, then yes, 100% we do it because it's so cheap and it's easy.
Good deal. All right, so I have at this point, Seth, I don't have any unanswered questions in the chat box, so we'll hang out here for a few minutes, see if anybody has any quick follow-up questions, or if you have questions specifically about the offer at quickfasthurry.com. Throw that in there, or raise your hand if you want to be mic'd up here and come on live and ask your questions or discuss whatever you want. We have about 15 more minutes, folks, before I have to get off here, so use it if you can. If not, then we'll quit a little early. So let's hang out here for just a minute and see if there's any more questions come in. This has been exciting, Seth. It never fails. Every time we do this, we learn from other people's questions.
And so I think that's, one of the biggest things that I've taken away from our original 10 is that, they've brought up situations that we didn't even think about, and that has really helped grow our business too. So, the collective effect is kind of amazing, and it's really helped everyone involved. So that's just an added benefit to our new format rather than doing one-on-one coaching, which is great. I think the group effort is better.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, James. James just posted a question. What should be the target credit terms for long-standing suppliers? What should be the credit terms with new suppliers? James, assuming that you're sourcing in China, I've had a really difficult time in the past getting terms with Chinese suppliers. The best thing I can recommend is to show them a long-term plan. If you're dealing in mainland China, it means a lot to your supplier to actually show them your plans for 6 months, for 12 months, for 24 months, and show them where you want to be a couple of years from now and what you have to do to get there, whether that's 500 units, in your second order 700, then 2,000 and 5,000, whatever it is, show them. And what I like to show is, here's my first sample order of 500 units. My goal is to sell 50,000 units this year and 100,000 units next year. Whatever that is, be realistic. Show them exactly how you're going to get there. not only will you get a better price, but you'll also, they'll talk about terms. After you've had 2 or 3 or 4 orders paid for in full and delivered, then maybe you can revisit the idea about terms, or what they call in China credit insurance. So hopefully that helps. So
James,
anyone
just a
else?
quick note. Also, what you can do is we always end up negotiating a lower deposit. So, standard terms are 30% down, 70% of the balance when it's either done or in port. But normally, we're not paying any more than 10% as time goes on and we develop that relationship. And Sean's 100% right about spelling out the plan. I was discussing a partnership opportunity with a Chinese factory recently, and the main thing that they keep on asking for is, what is the plan? I mean, do you have a detailed plan that you can show me? Because they really want to see where you're headed and what your goals are. So I would start there for sure.
Good deal. So, any more questions? People are dropping off. Maybe we over-delivered, buddy. So any last final word of wisdom, Eric?
Not that I can think of.
So, all right, guys. So, if you're interested in applying, we're going to reach out to everyone who's applied and kind of get a feel for your business and your goals. And so, go over to quickfasthurry.com, stick in your name and your contact information, and we'll reach out to you to see, if you're a fit. Everybody's not going to be a fit, but we're going to make that determination and give everyone a shot at least.
Yep, exactly. All right, folks. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. You're welcome, James, and hopefully talk to you soon, buddy. Anything else comes up, feel free to reach out. We're on YouTube. Shawn Hart 317 is the name. Just search Quick Fast Hurry on YouTube, and you'll find it. I appreciate all the questions. Appreciate all the kind comments. Keep them coming, folks, and check your email boxes for another session, because we've already determined here probably next month we're going to do another open Q&A. It's always nice to hone our skills on what we do know and what we don't know, and to learn from your questions as well. So you're all very, very welcome. God bless you all. We wish you the best for your family, your business, and yourselves. So thanks, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.